Howdy folks, it's Turtle here and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is a continuation of the previous video, so if you watch a previous video you know what's going on, but if you're jumping around, we're doing a quick IFR flight from Florence, Italy to Dijon, France. We have just entered the Italian Alps right now at 34,000 feet, about to cross into the Swiss Alps and then the French Alps. And we are in the JetStar with big Radials, which I must disclose was provided to me. Big Radials has gifted me all of their aircraft of their hangar, and I enjoy it very much. Although at cruise it keeps going back and forth. We talked about that in the previous video. Back and forth as it follows our heading, flying Slant Alpha, of course. VOR to VOR, the old-fashioned way, my favorite way to fly. I assume you watched the previous video since this is a two-parter, so I'm not going to get into much more detail than that. But where we left off, we're headed away from Milan. Milan is 30 nautical miles behind us. When this gets to 126, we'll have an intersection in the air and go towards Dijon, that VOR, but we'll talk about that when we get there. But anyway, again, second part of two, so I assume you know what's going on. So we're immediately going to jump into sightseeing, enjoy the Alps. Here's one of the highest points right here. France is right over here. Switzerland and Italia, Italy's behind us. And there you go, 11,000 some odd feet is the highest peak there. So enjoy the sights as we go over the Alps, and you'll hear me talking about 100 nautical miles.
Tango, 41 contact Switzerland Center on 126.35. Good day. Going to 126.35 Turtle.
Alright, we just got instructions already for top of descent. I'm talking to you a little bit sooner than I had planned. So basically on my Logitech multi-panel, I switched to 2,400 feet. And down 1,500 feet per minute as most as we can go, I guess. But if I want to, I think there's an air brake in this. I think. Let me see. I think that, yes, see this little tail? That's your speed brake. So that's speed brake in, speed brake out. And let's see what happens, because autopilot will max at 1,500. Okay, it's not, okay. It's just slowing us down. It's not making us descend that much more quickly. So that really doesn't do any good. I can slow us down ourselves. So, if 1,500 feet per minute isn't enough descent, I will have to slow us down because we'll get to the airport too soon. But it seems to be okay. So I'm just going to follow instructions, and maybe throttles because they're speeding up a little bit. So, yeah, there you go. We're not going to jump to sightseeing because we're going to be at 126 nautical miles soon when I flip over. So let's keep our airspeed around 280 to 300. And then we'll descend as they request us to using autopilot. So, yeah, I don't understand the 1,500 feet per minute thing. Like, if I were to use their autopilot, can I do more than 1,500 feet per minute? Up or down? I guess I'll have to experiment with it. I just like using the thing at my desk because I have it. But I'm limited for some reason. So I don't know if it's a bug or a feature. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. I'll have to play with the built-in autopilot to see what happens. But I have a feeling that'll be the same way, I guess. No one else talks about it on the Discord, so I don't know. Anyway, I also don't like the swaying back and forth like this. Although it's better now. No, it's still doing it, isn't it? Anyway, other aircraft up there. Oh well, let's check out some things here. So we're actually across the Alps already. So we're beyond the Alps. It's a narrow band of mountains when you're flying 500-600 miles per hour. But they're behind us. Italian, Swiss, and French Alps. Just like Meringue. But there they are back there. So we got some good views. Hopefully I kept some good views in sightseeing. I saw some amazing views looking around myself. But anyway, we're in France now. Paris is right up there, but we're not going that far. And we're just going to keep coming down. And keep an eye on our speed here. Oh, come on. Not too slow. Let's check our speed, or our fuel. I almost half fuel for a really short flight. I don't even think we've been in there for an hour. Nope. Like 40 minutes. We're already half out of fuel. Crazy. Ooh, the clouds updated. Much more beautiful than they were a second ago. Ooh, let's see what it looks like now, back at the Alps. Oh, they're totally covered. That's crazy. Oh, see them peeking up right there. A little bit. Very beautiful. Alrighty, are we ready to turn over yet? Not quite.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41, you are 67 miles southeast. Descend and maintain 12,000 feet. Expect vectors visual runway 19er approach. Turtle Soup Tango 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 41, descend and maintain 5,000 feet.
Alright, 5,000 feet to visual 19.
Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Expect vectors visual runway 19er approach. Turtle Soup
Alrighty,
Tango
let's
Tango
go all the way
Tango
down to
41.
5,000. We're gonna have to slow down as much as we can handle.
41 contact Ream Center on 128.3. Good day. 128.3 Turtle Soup Tango 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 41. Goodbye. Ream Center Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 is at flight level 255, descending 5,000 feet. Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 Ream Center radar contact continue.
Alright, let me tell you, I'm doing a bunch of stuff at once. What is this supposed to be? 308. We're going to go in 308 degrees. I'm using my heading bug to get over there. So I used heading bug to hold my heading. Came down, switched my radio to the other one. That's Dijon. Changed my course to 308. Moved heading bug over here. I should probably be more aggressive though.
Tango 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 41 descend and maintain 4,400 feet. Descend and maintain 4,400 feet. Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
So here's the problem. I'm at what, 24,000 feet, and I've got 57 miles to get down because we can only do 1,500 feet per minute. This is ridiculous. All right, let's see here. I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to figure this out. Because I don't want to hand fly, because that's not realistic at this altitude. I don't want to slow down anymore, but we have a lot of way to come down in a very short amount of time.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41, please expedite your descent 3,800 feet.
Alright, we have to kill autopilot, and I have to do this on my own. Speed brake out. And let's see, so runway 19 will mean heading bug on 190 degrees. So there's 190, so that's the orientation of the runway. We're just going to hand fly, which I do not like to hand fly this high up in the sky, but we have to. So what I need to do separately off camera is figure out this autopilot and see if I can descend and climb more than 1,500 feet. If I can, I'll need to use that for my climb and descent. I can still use my Logitech though for nav with autopilot, but not climb and descent. It just doesn't work. So we're going to keep going towards this, I guess. I feel like we're parallel to it, so let's go this way. I do want to follow that path inappropriately. And Let's see, then that's orientation of the runway. We'll just hand fly through these clouds. Approach weather barometer, they'll tell us speed brake is required. We're using it. All auxiliary pumps off, just the main ones. So that's turning these middle ones off. Oxygen off, that's too soon. Landing lights on already are. Flaps 2 at 170. Flaps full 150. Approach, gear down. I don't even have gear down on my approach checklist. It doesn't say gear anywhere. It just says flaps, approach speed. I have to add gear. That's super funny. Anyway, are we getting any closer to this? I think so, a little bit. Alrighty, we're slowing down to buy us some time. What are we at? 13,000 feet. 44 nautical miles till we get there. It's fun to hand fly, but not the way it's supposed to be. This is beautiful. Keep pointing down here. Let's hop outside a little bit just to get a look around as we go through the clouds. Very nice. Alright, we're just going to keep an eye on everything here. We're tuned into the right VOR because the distance is going down. I don't think I have that backwards. We're going to find out when I look it up after the video. Talked about in the first video. I think the crosshairs is the direction you're going. I could be wrong. I could have it backwards, but it worked for the first VOR. Now that has to be right because I have it set the way I want it. Yeah, well that is right because I have it set course 308 on my thingamabobber on my Logitech, and that's where it's pointing it, so of course that's right. Anyway. Alright, gotta keep an eye on our speed here. Yep, see it's getting closer. Have to keep an eye on our speed so that we don't get too slow. Descending 4,000 feet per minute. It'd be a bit uncomfortable. Not completely crazy. What do we want to be at? 3,000 something? 3,800 I think it said. And we're at what? 6,000? So let's bring the throttles back in a little bit. Let's get autopilot set up again. I think it said 3,800. Yeah. 3,800 on the autopilot. And as soon as we crisscross this, we'll go back in that direction. And then heading bug is set for the runway. We can bring speed brakes in now because we're at 5,000 feet. Heading down to 3,800. Here we go. Still and flying. Alrighty, we're going to use heading bug for the autopilot now instead. So, heading bug. And we're going to do autopilot heading, vertical speed down 1,500 feet per minute, and tons of throttle so we don't stall out here. So there we go. Speed brakes are in. Heading bug will get us towards our nav path. And down 1,500 feet per minute, down to 3,800. Okay, we're back on autopilot. There we go. Gear's still up. Flaps are still up. Can't believe I don't have gear down. What? I am. We're at 4,500. We're doing pretty well, I think. Keep our speed down. Looking good. If I would have expedited that, we would have hit these hills. Look it. Let's look behind us. Well, that's loud. See? We would have... If we expedited like they wanted us to, look at, we totally would have hit the things. So no, I'm glad we didn't expedite. All right, we'll go through this awesome storm though. There we go. We are at altitude. Keep our speed. Careful, careful. Holy moly, that's awesome. Do these wipers work? I think they do. They don't. Oh. Okay. Interesting. Alright, we'll keep our speed at like 230 or so. We're at our low altitude. As soon as this crosses, we'll use nav to follow that in. And we are all set again. Approach checklist complete until gear down and flaps down, which is too soon for that. Okay, cool. going to be a pretty wild visual approach. You might have to clear up the weather just to land, because they did say visual. Anyway, so autopilot was weird in the beginning, getting the heading to follow, but we got it to work. Descent was weird, because I won't descend steeply enough, but I did it manually and we're fine. My crosshairs answered itself, because when I set the course on my multi-panel, that's where it puts our direction with the crosshair. So that question was answered without looking it up. So I think we're good. I think we're all caught up on the housekeeping and everything. So now it's just a matter of getting through this storm, keeping an eye on our speed, following ATC's instructions. And we're 30 miles out. And I'm not going to hit nav until we cross there, else it's going to go to the left. See the landing lights reflecting, that's pretty cool. That's awesome. But anyway, this flight hasn't been as smooth as I was hoping it would be, because it took me 4 times to get the video going, and then had some autopilot hiccups. I guess that's it. That's not that bad. Let's hit nav now, so it turns here. There we go. Simple. Alrighty. Now we're just going to hang out until it tells us what to do. Because the VOR is at the airport, so right now this is heading directly towards the airport, so eventually I'll have to break free and do a right or left traffic pattern to land on 19, which is from the right towards the left. So there we go. We'll just keep our speed. We'll just keep doing what we're doing until we get more instructions from ATC. Plenty of fuel to finish the flight. So I'll let you sightsee for a minute. If even that, though, we're getting pretty close.
Runway 22 approach via Sapra transition. Clear to Sapra. Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 contact approach on 124.105. Good day.
Alright, now stuff is happening here. Let's contact approach.
124.105 Turtle Soup Tango 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 41. Approach Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 3,800 feet.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 approach altimeter 29.74 radar contact continue.
Okay, 20 miles out. We're just going to sit here, I guess, and keep our speed, which is, I guess, is not too high, but I don't want to go too fast either. I really hope this weather clears up, because I would like to not... What's that? I would like to, not have to clean up weather, but we might have to. See how the VOR is right on the airport. So here the Alps we crossed. It's just a narrow band, right? This is narrow band of Alps, but we did it. Super cool. Anyway, a lot of hurry up and wait, I feel like, when you're approaching, but so far so good. So yeah, other than a few hiccups with the autopilot, which I'll figure out on my own off camera. Of course, I'll tell you what I've discovered later, but if I do this. But once it's been a pretty decent flight. Okay, that changed nothing. So I don't know what these lights are supposed to do, other than they can't see anything, and the wipers didn't do any good either. So there. These lights work at least. These lights do not. So whatever. Okay, I think, yeah, we're just hanging out waiting. That's all we're doing right now. So, unfortunately, I think we have to clean up the weather, which is a huge bummer, but we can't land like this with visual, and there's no ILS. So, we wouldn't be landing here, I guess, in real life in this weather, if there's no instrument approach. So let's make it look like that. It's still interesting, but you have to reset the barometer. It's still interesting, but at least we can see now. I think some of those clouds are kind of low, but that's okay. They might change our runway on us, though. We'll have to see what they do here when we get closer. But anyway, airport's directly in front of us, 9 miles, like literally directly in front of us. So we'll have to break free eventually. And we will land on 19. We'll do a right traffic pattern unless they tell me otherwise. So let's set heading bug to be opposite. So that would be opposite 180, but we want to be opposite 190. So we'll go that direction in just a moment.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 Airport is at your 11 o'clock 8 miles. Descend and maintain 2,700 feet. Report runway in sight.
Descend and maintain 2,700 feet. Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
All right, we'll descend at our trusty 1,500 feet per minute.
Airport is 6 miles at your 11 o'clock. Maintain present heading and altitude. Report runway in sight.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
I don't see it though.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41, you are 5 miles southeast. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect vectors visual runway 19er approach.
Right here. There it is. See it right
Maintain
here?
present heading and altitude. Expect vectors visual runway 19er approach. Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
So I'm doing my own vectors. Remember I said we're going to turn to here on heading, so I have heading bug, activate on autopilot. We're doing our own vectors. Visual 119, or visual 19, 190 degrees, so we'll go parallel to the runway. See, now we'll go parallel a little bit, we'll come back with a very, very tight U-turn. But we'll make it, so 119, 19 should be behind us, see right there, 19. My friend who's a pilot, when he was doing little regional stuff, he said he would fly by hand as early in the flight as they will let him, which I think is 18,000 feet, he said, just because it was more interesting. But we're just going to keep doing this. So gear down now. Let's do that quickly together here. There we go. And then we'll start flaps soon at 170, 150, approaching 130, which I believe all those numbers are just too slow. I just don't agree with any of those numbers. So I'll have to feel it out. Anyway, whoops. Don't want that. I haven't got any, I haven't received any vectors from them yet. So we're just going to keep doing it by hand. There's the end of the runway. I think what we're going to do is we're going to kill autopilot. Do first set of flaps. We're now hand flying. Holy trim. Trim down, trim down, trim down, trim down. So let's look at this. 150 is there. 130, 120. Okay. It's going to be tricky and messy. It usually is. Anyway, flap 2. So we want the heading bug. We're going to do 190 quickly. My multi-panel.
Tango Tango 41, you are 300 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 2,700 feet, altimeter 29.92.
Descend and maintain 2,700 feet. Turtle Soup Tango Tango Tango
I am.
41.
Look, now I'm 2,600. What? Whatever. There's a runway. There's the heading bug telling us, but I didn't need it. So gears down, full flap, approach right there, touchdown right there. We'll see if that really works. I feel like those numbers are way too low, but we're going to find out together. And yes, I used to land this plane perfectly fine, but it's been... How long has it been since I've landed this plane? 9 months or something? 6 months? So I have to see what happens. I'll do the best I can. Approach is a little fast according to the checklist, but I don't feel comfortable going any slower. We'll have to see here. Very short runway, so I can't experiment. I cannot float and experiment. I have to know what speed I want to touch down at right after touchdown zone.
Tango Tango 41, you are 1,000 feet below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain 2,700 feet, altimeter 29.92.
Climb and maintain 2,700 feet. Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
Alright, we're going to abandon and climb because they're not giving me clearance. So, let's bring in flaps a little bit. As we check out downtown Dijon. Why am I not getting clearance? There's our runway right there. Interesting. Alright, there's 2,000. They want me at 2,700, so let's just do a U-turn here. We know our runway orientation because of the heading bug. Moving flaps in another notch. I don't understand why they didn't give me clearance. Something weird is going on here, but it is built in ATC. So we'll just check out Dijon all by ourselves. Here we go. Let's just check this out. Look at that. That's awesome, isn't it? I'm trying to fly and do the drone at the same time, and it's not working very well. Super cool. Anyway, let's keep flying. Let's keep flying. What are we at? 3,400. Let's go down now. And it should be parallel to the runway, basically. So we'll just go like this a little bit. And then we'll try again. If they don't clear us, we'll just land and have to answer to them later. I just want clearance to land. What's going on here? Back to flap 2.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41, you are 600 feet above your assigned altitude. Descend and maintain 2,700 feet, altimeter 29.902.
Descend and maintain 2,700 feet. Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
You should see the runway come into view any minute here now, any second. I'm going to try to keep them happy. Let's climb a little bit. I just know we're too high for the approach. So we'll split the difference here. Our runway should be right where it should be. So we're just going to go full flap. Gear down, of course. And we're going to try again. Perfect, right on the glide path. Look at that. See, I know what I'm doing sometimes. I'm not going to listen to them. Can't see because the pillar's in the way. Alright, well, I don't know why they're not clearing us, because we had flown pretty much over the airport already, and then we approached already. They don't like us for some reason.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41, you are 900 feet below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain 2,700 feet, altimeter 29.902.
This is crazy.
Climb and maintain 2,700 feet. Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
I'm exactly what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
Approach Turtle Soup Tango 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 41. Cancel IFR at this time.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41, IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated. Squawk 7000. Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved. Good day.
Approach Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 is type 3 miles north of Dijon, 1,200 feet. Request flight following.
I did not mean to do flight following, I just bumped the button. I did not mean to do that. But look at this. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Even though... whatever. Wait, that's 19 over there. Oops. Oh well. I'm in big trouble now. Not only did I do the wrong... whatever. Whatever. Here we go. Well, maybe those numbers were correct for landing. Look at that. Okay. Nice.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41, please acknowledge.
Whatever. We are in really big trouble. Because... oh, nice. Haha, it's an untowered airport. Even though there's a tower there. Nice. That's funny. That's so funny.
Dijon traffic traffic Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 is on final runway 17 touch and go left traffic.
Touch and go? What? I didn't do touch and go. I'm hitting the wrong buttons. Okay, well, we are in big trouble because we weren't cleared to land, although there wasn't a tower here. So I think I know what happened. I'll explain what happened with ATC in a minute here. And then we land on the wrong runway anyway. So let's get this stopped here, and then we'll clean up a little bit, and then I'll tell you why ATC got screwed up. I know exactly why ATC got screwed up. So let's stop here. Let's hop inside. And after landing, flaps up. Yes, no time on clock. What was that? An hour and a half flight or something like it was supposed to be. So not too bad. Come over here. Do the stall warning thing. If we can find the 1 pixel that closes it. Yes, auxiliary landing lights off. That is correct. Because you'd be blinding people. Landing light center position. Yeah, right there. Whoops. Yeah, that's center, right? Up. No. Landing light center position, yes. Auxiliary landing lights off, yes. Okay, transponder off. I don't really care about that, but now it's off. Okay, now we can taxi. So, clear runway? Yes.
Dijon traffic Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 is clear of the runway.
So this is what happened. What was supposed to happen is ATC was supposed to have us report the airport in sight, and then they would hand us off to the tower. This is an untowered airport. So what they should have done is says, you know, IFR canceled at this time, land runway 19, visual, whatever. But they never did that. They just said expect vectors, and they never gave me vectors. So every time I flew around, they had me stuck at like that altitude expecting vectors. So I just took matters in my own hands. What I could have done was cancel IFR right away. I mean, well, okay, it wasn't my fault because I wasn't going to know that ATC wasn't ever going to hand me off. So they should have said, you know, report runway, you know, cancel IFR. Then I would do like, hey, I'm here, whatever, untowered. Oh, well, there's a big tower right there. So what I could have done then, had I known, like if I were to do this flight again, is I would cancel IFR sooner, take matters in my own hands, which is what I was trying to do as I was landing, but it was too late. And then after that, I screwed up and landed at the wrong airport anyway, because they landed at the lit up runway, which was safer anyway, longer. So we had enough runway. Always, I don't think we would have had enough runway on 19. So ATC messed me up. Wasn't my fault. Landed at the wrong runway, but that's good because the other one would have been too short. So all in all, everything worked out exactly how it should have, even though it felt like it was wrong. Does that make sense? Anyway, we're just gonna find our own parking spot. I mean, this is a huge airport. I don't know why it's not towered or not. Yeah, it's not towered in the sim, but whatever. Okay, so yeah, so that was a very successful flight. The landing was amazing. I was a little to the left like I usually am for some reason. I don't know why I do that, but it's just something I do. But other than landing to the left, that was a great landing, which was good because I wasn't sure. But yeah, the speeds on my checklist work perfectly. So the takeoff speed is way too low, but the landing speeds are perfect. So whatever, I just have to remember that. I'll make a note on my checklist that VR is way too low. Let's see. Yeah, so other than autopilot messing up the heading in the beginning and having to take matters into our own hands to descend, that was a pretty successful flight. It only took me 4 tries to get it going, but we got it going. So off camera, my plans, I'm going to play with this autopilot. The reason why I haven't yet is because in previous versions of the airplane it wasn't working for anybody, so I just used my Logitech. But now supposedly it's working, and 1,500 feet per minute is ridiculous to be limited to that. So I'll figure that out on my own, and I'll report back with what I find. But otherwise, fun IFR flight. I did some IFR flights, I guess, a couple months ago in some default aircraft, and very boring compared to this aircraft. But we'll see. So as we taxi here and check out the airport, because people do want to see more of the airports and taxiing, what can I say? Well, not sure what's coming up next. Just depends on what I have time to do. So the only way you're going to know what comes up next is to be subscribed, notifications turned on, of course. Hit the like button so people know we exist, and all that jazz. But as at the moment, I don't have any more flights planned. It's because I normally don't have time to fly, so I haven't been planning too far ahead. Otherwise, I look at my long list and never get to it. I might do another IFR flight in this, or maybe an IFR in another airplane, but I prefer this airplane, so I don't know. Whatever and whenever. I know I've been doing more Minecraft than Flight Sim, but that's because it's easier just to jump into Minecraft for a few minutes, record a few different days, make it look like one video. That's easier to do right now. So that's why I've been doing that. We should probably park. Actually, let's just park over here on this huge apron. What a beautiful airport. Huh. Anyway, I've not used any thrust, by the way, to get moving. It's doing all of this on its own. Jeez. But we'll park here. Well, there's a bus coming to get everybody. You see that? Beautiful. Did we go from sunrise to sunset? That doesn't make any sense. I guess it's still sunrise in some ways. We're far enough north. Alright, we're just going to park here in the helipad area. Because why not? Why not? No, bus, come back! No! I guess they're just picking up people from the other airplane. Parking brake is set. Alright, what do we do now? I'm actually going to bring back the yoke. My yoke fuel. And see, there we go. I brought back a mixture on my yoke and it turned everything off. So that proves right there that my yoke mixture does matter in this airplane, even though I've been told by many different groups that it shouldn't. Shutdown parking brake set. Windshield inverter off. Already is, I think. Yeah. And it always was off. Off and off here. There we go. Bus select off. Yes, it is. DC select off. It is now. Generators 1 through 4 off. So you go down to go up for some reason. Engine boost pumps off. That's all of these. This is what should shut the engines down. What is there? Use my yoke. Anti-ice off. Bam, bam, boom. All lights off. Bam, bam, boom. Including seatbelt and no smoking and whatever that did. Yoke mixture off already did. Glasses? Oh yeah. Glasses, open door. So we're going to take the glasses out so people can have a drink, because you definitely need a sip if you've been with me. Where are they? There we go. And let's open up the door. And oh, what is it on here? I've never actually opened this. I think it's over here. Yeah, there it is. With the stairs, come up here, turn off the battery, which is this one. There you go. And ignore my wife sending me games on the phone. I'll play them later. And here we are. If my drone will work. Why won't my drone work? There we go. Okay, cool. So there you go. Beautiful flight. A few hiccups, but that's just how it works for some reason. But if you ignore everything that was wrong, it was perfect. So there you go. Alrighty, I already did my outro, so let's just have a look around super fast as the sun continues to rise. And that's it for me today. I'll see you next time.